Whatever's going on with Be Live TV today, it is messed up. Corey Thorne, the spiritual healer, coming in to do a quick morning live. I'm just waiting for people to join in with me to get in here into the space before I start. Quick morning visit this morning. If you want to see more of me today, you can join myself and Lisa Star Francis at 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. For anyone who's watching this in a recording, instead of watching me in dead air while we're waiting for people to come in. So thank you to everyone who is joining. Good morning, Roxanne and Linda. Good morning. I always have to close my blind. Good morning, Lisa. Good morning. So 2 p.m. today, I've been trying to set up the broadcast, but it won't let me. So 2 o'clock today, myself and Lisa Star Francis are coming back in 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Lisa Star Francis and myself are coming in, and we're going to share the screen, share our space, and we're going to pull some readings. So, and she's going to be announcing on hers in a few minutes as well. So Lisa Star Francis, I've been trying to create the broadcast so that it would put the scheduler up for us. And I keep getting booted out. I have been a half hour just trying to get into Be Live today just to do this one. So as soon as I'm done this one, I will go in and post that as well. Yeah, Lisa's got to go do her own thing on her page. So good morning, my other Lisa and Marsha and Tracy and Mary. Good morning. And Cheyenne and Kathy. Good morning. And I think I said hello to everyone else there. And so just coming in to do a quick video this morning, not a very big one, because as you know, when Lisa Star Francis and I get together, it normally runs a good hour and a half. So today we will be pulling individual people at 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Times, and we'll be pulling a card from my deck and a card from Lisa's deck. And if you have yet to ever see Lisa Star Francis work, this is, hold on. So this is Lisa Star Francis' deck of cards, and hers is a system. So Lisa is a word alchemist, and she works with a system. So this card just fell out, and it's thankfulness and thriving and what else? Tolerance. All of that's on here, and transmit, thoughtless. So this is all created. She's painted every one of these 104 cards, plus she has put all of these words. And so the word alchemist helps us to kind of untie from any triggers that has us tied to words. Words are connected to energy, and even the most beautiful words can have you responding and reacting in a way that you don't know why. You may think that you don't like somebody, and it's not that you don't like them. It's the language they use and the words they use that is triggering some sort of response in your body. It's an unconscious behavior reaction sometimes. And so this amazing system, Lisa will be using. Corey, on the other hand, will be using the everyday goddess cards, and we will pull, like we did before on hers, we will pull a card from Lisa's and she'll give a message. I will pull a card, and we're pulling individual people. So it'll be pulls for individual people. You all can get in for a reading. Of course, I tap in. So I will tap in to channeling through the messages, and anyone that may be coming through. So 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, come back in, join Lisa and I later today. So this morning, I'm only going to talk for a short time. I do have some sessions to do this morning, some coaching sessions this morning that I have to do. So, so I'm here for a short time with you. Good morning. And so please remember, I am on YouTube and Facebook at the same time. Be Live allows me to broadcast on both because I don't have time to be doing each individual one. So this is all this message in the mornings. Every morning when I do this message is for everybody. It is a collective message. This is coffee and contemplation. This is about being able to pull through the cards and just bring what the energy is today so that we can connect to the energy. And these mornings have been fantastic. I always say stay till the end, even if you're not being chosen for a card, if it's not individual, because it gives you the kind of the forecast energy of what's happening and why we feel how we feel on these days, and why, your energy may be a little bit out of whack and those type of things. So hi to anyone who's joining in on Facebook and YouTube, who's just getting in here. But if you want a personal message, come back in at 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, and we'll still be on Facebook and YouTube at that time as well. And we're going to pull individual cards for people. So you may be lucky enough to be chosen then. So this morning, because I have to rush out on us, we don't have a lot of time. Let me start with the energy of this morning. The energy of this morning is really operating from our hearts this morning. We have some heartfelt energy that's coming through. We have us wanting to run and hide a little bit. That card just went all the way to the back. So we know that's our card for this morning. Hold on. I got to pull the card from up by the wall. So the card was all the way in the back. So we do have some heart. We have some heart-centered healing energy coming in today. I feel as if we have been calling and asking for guidance, for help from the other side without even knowing that we have. And so there's been like, if you're in that state of, God, I don't know how I'm going to make it. I don't know how I'm going to get through financially. I don't know how I'm going to be able to get through. And there is a lot of this throughout the world. Like, we really have a lot of that struggle. But this is the heart pouring in energy this morning. I feel like we are pouring. It's like it's a floodgate of love that's being poured in. And so you may find yourself emotional, because half the problem is we don't know how to sit in love. We don't know how to sit in unconditional love. We don't know how to sit in that essence of that kind of divine energy without feeling like we need to run, hide, like get out of it, because it's uncomfortable for us, because we're used to being in conditioned love. As humans in the human world, we sit in conditioned kindness, conditioned faith, conditioned. Everything is conditioned. It is all dependent upon if you are in alignment to a belief system, to the conditioning, to the programming, to whether or not that where your stories of faith and wisdom comes from. So there is a need today to just kind of like, it doesn't matter where it's coming from, just allow your heart to feel this love today. And the card that came out was our 0. So this is, we are at a pivotal turning point in our energy and in time. So we're pulling the threads, we're pulling the cords. We are like pull the rope. Like, we have to pull the energy towards us in a big way. We have to turn the tides on really knowing that, how we are in charge of ourselves. We tell ourselves a really wrong story about who is in charge of us. And so ultimately, no one can own our heart. And I think of this lady named Corey Tenfold. She's an older, I don't know if she's even still here. I think so. Maybe she's passed, but that's how I channel them. I never know if they're still here or not. Like, I really have to go look this up. And so Corey Tenfold talked about, being imprisoned and could not, and, during, I think she's like Polish or something is what she is. And so she talks about being imprisoned, and for no reason, right? Just because she was the wrong kind of person, just because people had different views and different thoughts, and she was the wrong kind of person that didn't fit into that new world they were trying to create, and she was imprisoned. And first she believed she was held hostage and that they took everything from her. And then she realized they could not take something from her. There was no way they could take. And that is her heart, the love, her breath, like that connection to source. Nobody could take her faith, and to be so strong in that faith. And that's where we are right now, is you can let yourself believe you are trapped. You can let yourself believe that you are held hostage. You can let yourself believe all of that, but the human existence may be in a lot of way, but nobody can own this heart of yours. Nobody can own this energy. You have to own this energy. If we all one by one start to come back to believing and knowing that the power of love and light is within us, then we can do much more powerful things from that place. So we are in that stage right now. We are in that place, and it's called the rebirth, and it's purity. And the purest of intentions is not when we give birth to the new idea. It's the pause. It's that sitting with it and holding that love. So holding love. In my class last week, or earlier this week, in one of my more than existing classes, I literally had everyone go into meditation and to hold themselves, to see themselves holding a newborn baby swaddled up, and look into the eyes of that newborn child and see that that newborn child was them, and to hold that newborn child as if we are fresh and new ourselves. Hold yourself as if every single morning you wake up to a new you. Every morning you wake up to a new possibility, new opportunity. It's a new opportunity for you to allow your energy to shift and to change, and to not let yourself be owned by what is happening in the world, by what you experience in the energy of other people. If you let it own you, you are claiming it as yours, and you claim it then as depression, anxiety. You claim it as, this is happening to me. And it's like, what's happening within me is my energy. I'm miserable, I'm angry, I'm frustrated, I'm all of those things. And so we can be living in the energy of all of those and know that it's existing in our world, but to hold on to faith on such a high regard and such a high level that I hold enough love in my heart for knowing that by the will of the universal energy, or by God consciousness, by whatever, that I know, I have faith inside of me that if I hold my own line, if I pull my own line towards love and light, and towards recognizing that, to hold on to that hope and to do my part in the ways that I can, then this world will start to pull more of us into that center, and more into that center space. And that's what we're being guided towards today. That's the energy, that's the love. And it's like the wholeness. It's like we have come full circle. We are at a pivotal turning point in our world, in our societies, in places where, we're going to have to stop and really pause and look at what we've done. Look at the effects of what has happened. Good morning, everybody who's joining in, and from evening from South Africa. So I'm not pulling individual cards, just so people know, not this morning. Come back at 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. And so that would be 1 p.m. Pacific time. And I think UK time, I think I'm 7 hours. I think UK time, I'm 7 hours behind you. Yes. Just trying to get all those time zones in there right. But good morning, everyone else who's joining in. But that's the energy that I'm pulling up. And it's heartfelt, it is love felt, it is deep, it's connected. And I'm still not sleeping, by the way. I actually fell back to sleep. I got up at 5:22 last 2 mornings, and I fell back to sleep this morning and woke up at like 8:11. And I'm like, holy crap. Like, I don't sleep in. So 5 Nova Scotia time. Yes. So Eastern Standard Time, it would be 5, because that would be 3 hours, and it would be 5:30 in Newfoundland. Ontario, so that would be Eastern. Is that Eastern time or Central time? So 2 hours ahead is Ontario. Okay, so our first card out was purity. It was there. So we're going to validate this. Yeah, no, it's so many people not sleeping. It's coming from the core of the earth. It's what's vibrating underneath our feet. And it's serenity. So we have purity, we have rebirth, we have very calm cards coming in for us today. And this is the eye of the storm. It is serenity. It is telling us to, we're to stay in the middle, to stay in the eye of the storm. It is the safest place to be while the storm arises. I'm going to tell you that all storms are not over yet. Just because I'm coming from the heart today. Well, hello from Queensland. I love how there's people from all over the world here today. I love it. And it's one of my short videos this morning. So come back in this afternoon. Well, afternoon for us. So Mountain Standard Time, um, 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So you can go to the conversion clock and convert that over into your time zone. But 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, there will be myself and my dear friend Lisa Star Francis. We're going to share the screen and we're going to pull cards from each of our decks. This is her big sis. She works with the word alchemy, and I work with the divine. And so we have this coming in. She works with the divine too. But so we're coming back in then. So then we're going to choose. So this morning, this is all for everyone. This is me reading and traveling through the energy. So this is the eye of the storm. So stay in there. And so if you can stay right there, stay right here. And so there's this ladybug. There's this, like, all this stuff is there to distract her about, like, looking for things, looking deeper for things. It's like, just open your eyes. Just look what we have over here. So it's always like that little bit of a carrot that's in front of us to pull you away. Oh, but if you just look over here, oh, you better look at this, research this, like, just do this. And so it's always trying to distract us. So we have a lot of this, like, distractive, like, energy trying to pull us out of the center of the storm, trying to get us involved in the chaos and the drama. I've been riding this faith train since all of this started, and I'm like, I have to stay here because we have to stay on top. We have to stay in the solution, not in the problem, because so many people are existing within the problems because it's personally affecting all of our lives. And I'm affected just like everyone else is. But when I look at my blessings, I still have a lot of things to be thankful for, and I'm not where other people are. And if we can't compare apples and oranges type of thing. We can't compare Canada to India. We can't compare our situation to their situation in the same scale, because our economy is different. Our lives are different. We have like 10 feet between our houses, and we live in 3-story houses, and not everybody in India lives that way. So you have people that are living in little huts, and and so they already were not in the healthiest of conditions, like living conditions. And then they get thrown this curveball, they get thrown this energy on top of that, like they needed something else, right? And it's like, so there's a lot of areas that I look at my life as very, very blessed. Even though I am financially affected, even though my business is, it's like, but I'm if I can stay in this love and light energy and be the light, to be the inspiration, to be the voice, to be the something that can help in the way that we can. Maybe if we change, the world changes, right? And so there's such a journey here of don't be distracted and don't let yourself get into the chaos today. Don't get out there. Don't, because it's like in the moment that you're wherever you are and you're working and you start spreading that negative energy, and you're trying not to, but you're spreading it, then you become a part of the problem. And so then you drive somebody else out of their energy. You make somebody else worry and stress about something that they probably weren't even thinking about, and you threw something else on top of them. So yesterday I worked with my Diamond Effect class that I'm teaching, that I created. And I was teaching about virtues. And I was talking about virtues and vices. And our world is not led by virtues anymore. It is led by vices. And vices are controlling us. Vices have us overreacting, oversensitive, over responding, over pleasing, like we're taking everything over the top. So we're trying to do the healing work. We're trying to be present, all while trying to work from a place of trauma response or fight flight. And then you're trying to pull your energy back in and say, okay, I got to calm down. I got a client coming. So you were already in a chaotic energy, reading every bit of news and being caught in this world. And then you try to pull yourself back in. So it's like a constant back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And so this is us, coming into serenity, into this center place and from our heart today, and just allowing ourselves to just be at peace, not to be letting ourselves go in and out, and to not be so caught in the vices, because you're constantly like traveling through that energy, and to just go back into the sense of what does peace mean to me? What does kindness mean to me? How can I bring more peace into my life? How can I bring more contentment? How can I bring those things into my energy so that I can fall into grace and fall into faith? fall into grace, and fall into faith. And let yourself fall into that today instead of the chaos, because that's a damn bumpy ride down that spiral of destruction, of going nowhere today. And so that's just going to take you down, 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 down in your energy. And we want to rise the energy. We can start to let ourselves fall into those things, to understand it, to learn it at a deeper level. It's amazing what life can do for us. Yes, Megan, there's ladybugs everywhere. I got all of my yard is full of them. They're everywhere today. This is a group reading this morning. Yes, Haley. So I'm just actually getting ready to finish up. Yeah. Thank you, Carlene. Thank you. Yeah. Come back at 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. We are choosing people then for individual cards. So we're in here twice today, but I have to actually go work with clients this morning. I have some coaching sessions to do. And then I'm back in here 2 o'clock this afternoon and doing some group readings for everybody. So I'm just going to validate this last message for us with our last card and see what it gives us for today. What I'm doing in these mornings groups is that I'm giving energy reports, right? So I'm working through the energy that we are experiencing and existing in is what we do. This is inspiration and attitude. So if you have an attitude, if you feel yourself like getting away from yourself, then you know you're reversing your energy. You're in reverse, you're spiraling, you're getting caught up in something. And then to be inspired by something of love and light and faith really truly helps us to be able to look at our own behavior. Taking ownership and responsibility for our own behavior means, how can I be the change that I want to see everywhere else within me? And so, see, we got the universal light of love. We got Lumerian. And so I know the Lumerians are working with me this morning. I know I'm working through the masters. And so there's a lot of mastering energy. So where can you start to master your, like, learning to master your life, learning to master your emotions, learning to master through your own energy, learning how to connect to your energy. Well, I have a great school that you can all get into. but for yourself today, for where you are today, where can I start to be this change for me today? And so she's raw, real, vulnerable. And that doesn't mean that she's like, just let me be the doormat for the world. She means like, I have to step into a place of recognizing what is mine. Because if you try to own all of the energy in the world, if you try to sit in all of what is happening, is that you're owning everything that is not yours. And there's no way of healing through what is not yours. It's like you can't heal somebody else. Well, you also can't heal trying to take on that energy of the world. It's not how healing happens. It's not how the world heals. It's that whole sense of caring enough to care enough for you, to put the action into you, to sit into, allow yourself to be exposed into love and light and not the chaos, to sit in the eye of the storm, to stay in here, and to know that, you know what, during these times, you may have to make some really tough decisions, and that you don't have to tell people what you're doing or what your decisions are or what your choices are. You can think for yourself, and you can make up your own mind on what's going to serve you, your family, and not feel like you have to justify it to the world. Everybody has an opinion, and opinions are like assholes. The world is full of them. And the more that people, keep passing on that knowledge, is like that's good. Knowledge is good, but we should be allowed to see all sides of the knowledge, right? And so when you can see all sides of the knowledge, then you got the choice to make up your own mind. But you don't have to become on the bandwagon of calling everybody else out or calling everybody else down that makes a different choice and decision than you make, because that doesn't just affect them. That affects you. That attitude is also affecting you, your health, your being able to live in a healthy mind. It takes you into overreacting, over-responsive. So it takes us into the vices and not into the virtues. And that's where we have to start to be the change. Start there. Yes, Megan. So you can go into my school. I just started the Diamond Effects program. We are 2 weeks in. That one, we're 2 weeks into it. And that one is a 9-week course. So I don't know if we still got registration open, because you can do the recordings if you miss a class. So, but if it is open, if it is still open, this would be the last week. Like you wouldn't be able to get into it next week. But there's a lot of recorded classes in there, a lot of recorded classes. And then I also have a new Goddess Within that's coming up. But I have a beautiful, I'm starting a realm course that's coming up, and I'm doing it in 2-week increments, and it'll be like 8 or 9 groups of them, but it's 2 weeks in June. It's two days in June, and it's a realm course, and it's like $66. And the first realm energy we're working with is fairy energy. So we're going with the phase. And so we're going to do the fairy energy is our first one that we're going to be working through. And that one starts in June, and it's 2 weeks. Oh, so the Diamond Effects, Lisa just said the Diamond Effects program is still open. You can still get into that program if you want into that one. It's pretty freaking amazing. And it's what was given to me in my meditations. It was a healing workshop that was provided to me through my hands and through my healing. And it's an amazing program. So yeah, it's about being able to be the change in areas where we can. So I'm going to leave you now because I have to go to work. Even when I come in late, you get the exact message right. You always come in the perfect time. Always. So thank you to everyone from all over the world who is here with us this morning. I so appreciate it. I love, the love and the support and how this is starting to spread out there. These morning messages are getting bigger and more people are joining in. This is on Facebook and YouTube at the same time. This is through Be Live TV. This afternoon will also be on Facebook and YouTube. It will be in both places tomorrow. So there is now the spammer just came in. Don't anyone answer the spammer. If you're new, we always get these spammers that come in and try to interfere in my stuff. But I'm just trying to get back to it to get it out. Hold on. So you may have just got a message from it. Don't answer that person. We're banning it right now. It happens all day long. So it's banned. So 2 p.m., come back in and you'll be able to watch us. Whether you go to Facebook or you go to YouTube, totally up to you. But we'll be here and we'll be pulling individual people this afternoon. So much love. Have a beautiful, beautiful day, and it's Mountain Standard Time. And I will see you later today. Bye-bye.